Isn't that an interesting signal? Hola, everyone. Hi, Chloe. Hi, Kuno. Hi, Healer Empath. Good to see y'all. So, AI in 20 years. That was the title of the show. Break the mind control and chat. Uh, this is a 432 hertz frequency. I don't really not familiar with it. Sounds a lot different than when I play a 432. Uh, it could be. I don't know. I'd have to put that one through the tester. There's one we're familiar with. So this is just a basic chat. I was going to go over your responses last night to AI in 20 years. AI is part of human life now. What will it be to humanity in the future, 20 years from now? I don't know. I kind of saw the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. I don't know if we get control of AI or if AI gets control of us. Hi, Loretta. Good to see you. Turn that down a bit, though. Just need it barely audible for it to have a good little effect on you. So I wanted to go back and take a look at your responses from last night, because I was interested. I might be around in 20 years, possibly, and I wanted to check and see what it might be like. It didn't look bad, which was interesting. There we are. Let's go and find your responses. Okay. Spying ocular eye. Let's see what else we got. Abbey Crossroads feels like Australia. That's some really weird responses for, like, interesting responses for what colorful chicken in profile. Ah, boomerang action. Let me share that. What would it be like to have dog catchers or bombs? Well, you could have dogs with bombs that could catch people. Hi, Deborah. Good to see you. Orange smear and brown velvet. I don't know what AI is going to be like in 20 years. Feels like Australia. I don't know. There's a lot of crossings, like crossroads, crossing train tracks. Here we go. Underpass, top view. That was kind of interesting part of it. Yeah, dog tags with power. Yeah, they've got them with flamethrowers now apparently too. So let me grab a smoke. Hold on. So DARPA dogs with flamethrowers. What a wonderful combination. Not one I'd be looking forward to. I don't want to see any DARPA dogs. I don't know if I'd have an automatic reaction. Like I see them now just on the videos, and I want to kind of kick them. Like, I don't know. I don't think it'd be a good thing to have them around. There we go. Let's see what else we had here. I like that one from Dolly. Spying ocular eye. That was good. A lot of bridges. I got the silliest responses other than Joanne here with a colorful chicken profile. Large tail feathers. I got like a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Don't know what that means. It wasn't really, but it kind of reminded me of that. Let's see, diffusion or dissolution? Yeah, I think there's going to be like a separation. Um, I think we'll find a better way to deal with our technological problems and issues. I saw a very marshmallowy looking AI, I thought. And its interaction would be not much. Not like we think of it. Like an assistant, like a helper. But I don't know what it did for us, really. Red round peppermints. Like after dinner mints. Yeah, I could see it like that too. Kind of like that. Oh, can't do anything. But I could see it like that. It was kind of that shape, like a dinner mint. You know, an after dinner mint. But the one I saw was just all white. Let's see. Subterranean, neighborhood, cookie cutter houses, kids playing outside. It almost seemed like everybody got like a 50s, 60s feel out of it. Like they were gonna take us back almost. Military mindset, yeah. Well, hi F Kitty. Yeah, they've always got everything seems to come from military mindset. All of our technology, most of it that we have today, these communication systems and all that was set up initially to protect against planes coming in. So, yeah, that was. Let me put up the invite here. So everything right now that we're experiencing pretty much comes out of the military, like even the internet. Hi, Nina. Hi, Woo Riders. Nice to meet you. Everyone say hello to Woo Riders. Where's that D Ocean? Yeah, the military runs the internet. They ran Facebook before it was Facebook. Pretty sure they feed Elon Musk all of his technology. At least it seems like they do. Yeah, everything's well. Thanks for asking. We're just looking at the future of AI, our viewing from last night. I want to find the beginning. Back a little more. There we are. Let's see. Retrograde, passing of an age. Yeah, see, there's the change again, right? A house, desert wings. Something lost. Huh. Red, white, and round peppermints. Yeah, I kind of think it's like a moving backwards seems to be what they want to do. Joanne says a colorful chicken large tail feathers. An air eon? An Aryan? Maybe. I don't know. That might work. I'll get some Aryans. Okay. So our destination is Callie's Skeptic podcast. I might have been. I don't recognize the name though. Oh yeah, also, I wanted to show you guys, we were having, oh, where is it? Give me a second, I gotta go grab my phone. Find it. Where'd you put it? There it is. Thank you.
Subterranean neighborhood. Cookie cutter houses, kids playing outside. Split wood fence with grass and
Big airy one? Yeah. Jupiter could just be a big airy one, that's true.
boomerang action. Throwback.
We were talking about Jupiter worship under the Vatican there. And they have the Saturnians with the cube. I'm going to have to close that door. My wife's chatting on the phone.
Kitty says an orange smear and brown gold. Abbey Crossroads. Stars and space. Feels like Australia.
Hi, Karen.
Great Lake
Puff, pass, and smooches, right? I still get nothing on AI for that far out. Like we have other concerns. It's not a concern as we fear it to be now. No, it's a fun thing to look at. It's something I thought of for remote viewing. Yeah, if you could post the channel, that'd be awesome, Woo Riders. We can take a look and check them out. Yeah, I posted last weekend. We've been having high energy on Sunday. And there we go. That's what we got. It was a 72. That's the ElectroSmart app, measures wireless radiation in the area. 72 was the number they hit when they usually get people sick. A lot of people were having stomach troubles on Monday and other problems, but about 8 years, I think, Woo Rider. I think it's about 8 years
Doesn't really help.
that I've been remote viewing.
Look for the man behind the curtain.
Divine Storm, that's a good one. I like the name.
Top view. So another crossroads, right? Abbey Road, Crossroads.
And I find that they do broadcast the same all across North America, it seems.
I was looking at that.
They switch on new systems, and we get large hits like that. So I don't know what systems they're switching over, or they're constantly upgrading the wireless network, so and making it more invasive. So God knows what they're doing. I was going to show. Where is that? MOSA. Defense Standardization Program. Marketing systems work together. Making systems work together, sorry. MOSA is an open modular open system approach. Modular open system approach can be defined as a technical and business strategy for designing an affordable and adaptable system. A MOSA is the DoD preferred method for implementation of open systems and is required by United States law. All major defense acquisition programs are to be designed and developed using a MOSA. So that's they're trying to trace So employs modular design that uses modular system interfaces between major system components, and modular systems. Well, the modular systems can be anything from smart dust to drones, up to airplanes. Is subjected to verification to ensure that the relevant modular system interfaces comply with, if available and suitable, widely supported and consensus-based standards, or are delivered pursuant to the requirements established in FY21, National Defense Authorization Act. So this is basically talking about how they approach. Let's see, what do we got? Their mission. Management structure. You guys seeing this? Yeah. So I just wanted to touch on that to show you guys what they're doing a little bit. So you can go through this, and software-defined interface syntax properties, specifically governing how values are validly passed and received between major subsystems and components in machine-readable format. A machine-readable definition of the relationship between the delivered interference and non-existing common standards or interfaces available in department interfaces repositories. So they're recording everything. Uses a system architecture that allows several servable major system components at the appropriate level to be incrementally added, removed, or replaced throughout the life cycle of major system platform to afford opportunities to enhance competition and innovation. Let's see here. Programs. Policy publications. So this is an interesting place to go through for those of you that are geeks like me. I'll post that. Oh. Okay, I won't post that. I just deleted it. I can find it again later. Yeah, Moses of Judgment. Well, it's a integrated system, track and trace, but they use it on the battlefield. It's mostly a battlefield component. Again, going back to almost everything starts from a military application and works its way down to us. See what else I had up here. Oh, the biodigital convergence. That's a good one. Which one is this? I like talking about the biodigital convergence. That's a horror story that everyone should know about. And I've been showing you guys all these nanotechs. We went to Meta. That's a good one. Meta Materials. Hi, Termir. Good to see you. This place is awesome. Oh, they locked me out of the products, but you can see it just for a moment when it changes. Watch this. Nano Solutions 5G. Let's see if we can get into there. Well, we can look at their products, but they won't let me really search around their website. They're showing all these wearables and stuff, but let's see if we can get to some of the nanotech products. Let's go there, see if it'll... Nano Protect. Security labels, brand new protection through nano optics. Unique combination of nanostructures enables animated movements with always on structural colors. Okay, this is like the nanodust they were going to put down on everything to see when things move. Or the diamonds, I think. It's a security feature, enables a security feature with unique visual effects that is near impossible to replicate with other technologies. So here's their sticker. That's pretty cool. Hi, Susie Q. It wouldn't let me do it on the computer. I had to go to the phone. Oh, wow. Let me catch up to you guys. Oh, did you post that channel? Let me see. Oh, I don't know if you can. I don't know you well enough to mod you yet. Yeah, like on a credit card, yeah. But it'll be able to, it'll be what do they call it? Unfakeable. Wish they would let me in here. Let's go back and see what other meta companies we can find. Meta Materials. Let's see. That's the same company. Yeah. Britannica. Metamaterial. No, that's not anybody selling it. Metamaterials. Let's just go to shopping. Let's try that. That'd be funny if that's the best way to get them. Metamaterials by design. Lots of books. Okay. Metamaterials Inc. I can only find the one company. That's amazing. One company that makes metamaterials. Which team is winning in hockey? Okay, that's really cool. That's neat, Termir. Good intuition, yeah. Yeah, first you hack with someone from the inside, then the outside, bad guys. Unhackable Titanic. Nano brain chip. Well, it's not necessary, really. There we go. Let me open that. It's pretty much already done, Nina. At least to many people. Yeah, you've got great intuition there too, Amir. Yeah, that's where the back of the neck, that's where the pineal fluid, you'll feel that go down you with a bit of a shiver as well. So that's, I'm sure this was in the wax. Yeah, they do call it a wax, actually. No, no, that's fine too, Amir. Good topic for this channel. But here, Nina, you can probably use this graphic. If you're going to talk about this stuff. Hi, Not Know. Good to see you. But I do like this graphic. What they show is pretty much what they can do. The invasive and the non-invasive. So this is just on the skin. We've gone over this a few times, but it really requires some looking at, especially things like muscle movements. Now that's for sensing, right? And over here we have muscle stimulation. So they can sense your muscles and they can move your muscles. The brain, what do? They do neural stimulation, ECOG. What's ECOG? Let's see. Where are we here? EC small OG. Eastern Cooperation Group. Let's see. ECOG performance. Let's refine that search. Medical, yeah. ECOG performance status scale is one such measurement. It describes a patient's level of functioning in terms of their ability to care for themselves. Eastern Oncology Group. That's interesting. I don't think we have that quite right. So if we can make our carriers of vase, invasives, ones, archons won't enter us. Apparently with piloerection, I'm also looking at radio waves at the moment, thinking how much interference I can cause these signals. Well, I think I don't know if they have their own systems, F Kitty, but they have a lot of invasive systems. Yep, that's a good one there. And that's something to pay attention to, because they do not try to manipulate people, really. At least they haven't in the past, using positive, positive feedback. They generally use negative stimuli and feedback. Stop watching because I knew it was going to end. And you knew who was going to win, right? With Beelzebub. Beelzebubs? Beelzebubs. That's good. Thick glass does block a lot, yes. There, actually, I did a search on, where did I go there? Let me see. I got so many things open up here. So, oh yeah, here. This was good. This is what they're telling us and showing us here. Implantable neural dust enables precise wireless recording of nerve activity. Oh, look, you have recording electrodes and the transistor. They don't tell you how small they can actually make that. Like detecting a nerve, like they're not really. Let's see. Do they tell you the size of that thing? First in vivo tests demonstrate ultrasound can be used to wirelessly power and communicate with millimeter scale devices surgically placed in muscles and nerves. So is this where they are? Are they here, where they have to implant stuff? Or are they here? I think they're here. Because they're telling us they're here. Hi Manel, good to see you. Yeah, no surprises. I gave up on predicting things, Nina. I don't like doing it anymore. It's just makes life much more interesting. I like surprises. If you always know what's coming, what surprises do you have in life, right? Where was that search I did? Okay. ECOG, I don't want that one open. I want that one left open. What's this one? Oh, is that the MOSA? Home. I can't find that. I did a search. Hey G, good to see you. Again, here's the link. And they were talking about things that will interfere, like glass. Well, you could use 2.45 gigahertz, a jammer, to block a Wi-Fi signal, which will cause probably as much damage to you as the signal itself. But so I wouldn't suggest that. Yeah, you see things yeah. Well, we do get messages, and it takes some figuring out to figure out what they are. There's always information coming in. What works good on ICEs? Works good on nerve problems. Okay. But radio waves and walkie-talkies apparently have some interference with Wi-Fi. So I was wondering if you could have an open radio signal, just cycling through the bandwidth. If that would have an effect on it or not. I have a friend that I can call and he can probably try that and see if it works. And small. Yeah, stimulation, right, F Kitty? Yeah, the tech is not helping. We need to get control of it and stop them from using our bodies as antennas. I don't like that. That really ticks me off. Because they didn't tell us, they didn't ask us. Where are we here? There we are. No? No, I can't. There you are. I think when Greece passed the Olympics torch to Paris, their time is over, the hunt. Yeah, we were going to look that up. Paris, also known as Alexander, is a mythological figure in the story of the Trojan War. So, the goddess Paris. Three guests, Hera, Athena, and Aphrodite, after some dispute, agree to have Paris of Troy choose the fairest one. Paris chose Aphrodite, she having bribed him with the most beautiful mortal woman in the world, Helen of Sparta, wife of Menelaus. So Paris, a stolen city? Is that what it is? Back in the Cold War, we would line the perimeters with QUA. That is what it is inferring? Okay. Cosmic Palladians keep deluding us. All the cities are stolen. Yeah, could be. So does that mean like the repeaters on ham radio sets? Yeah, something like that, Susie Q. So, I don't know. Cities stolen. That's an interesting idea. We're all incorporated now, right? All cities are now incorporated. They're not really public property anymore. Yeah, silver cord or red cord. We saw a red cord once while someone was passing. Well, they say that we're all connected by these silver cords. Yep. Very few are exploring how they can use it for their own uses. Some are. Some people are actually out there biohacking themselves. I saw an interview clip with Elon Musk, and he was on Joe Rogan, and they were not getting along very well, and it got to the point where they were saying, yeah, I'll fight you, and Elon Musk looked quite confident about the idea of him fighting Joe Rogan, a professional MMA fighter. And you wonder, how could Elon Musk is a pretty tall guy, he's pretty big, I'll give him that. But how could he with such confidence say, I'd fight an MMA fighter. See, neural net is what they're selling people. But I think Elon Musk has already augmented himself. I think he's given himself extra strength, extra brain power. Yeah, I wish I could. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see if that works. Oh, there's the 2 hour interview. Let's see. Unless they clipped it together or something, but it didn't seem like it. But anyways, the point of it was that he seemed quite confident that he could actually have a chance at fighting. Yeah, it's fine if he wants to augment himself. He can, yeah. Um, but that may become the norm in the future, which could be a real problem. And we'll have two classes of people, the augmented and the unaugmented. And the augmented children will be faster, smarter, stronger. It'll be a whole thing. Rooster did it, crow lie. They all just look like puppets. Yeah, well, they probably are, mostly. Most of them. Well, they know how much it augments the mind. They, they've been tracking our brainwaves since the 70s. Probably, well, since the 70s. Since the Lily waves. So they've had supercomputers back then, too. They had AI, apparently. They'd have to have AI to distribute the brainwave patterns the way they want. I need a QR code to leave island in Canada. Yeah. Yeah, Canada's one of the worst. Yep, that's what it'll be. Is people in wheelchairs will want to be augmented. People with brain disorders, like Alzheimer's, they're saying they can fix that. You know, mass people, mass motives. Yeah, you start losing abilities within 30 minutes of birth. Babies, fresh out, could hang by their toes, and naturally hear frequencies that get thinned as we don't use them. Yeah. Yeah, our ears harden up and we can't hear as many noises. That's for sure. But yeah, I'm trying to think of different ways. We can't, I don't know if we can fight fire with fire on that 2.45 gigahertz. Yeah, nice thought though. Yeah, yeah. Well, that's how they want to get graphene. India. I don't know if they're spraying it or not yet. They probably have been, because it's a good sensor inside or outside of the body. Hey, London. Good to see you. Yeah, so many are still lost. Yeah, since I can't remember who posted Synergy to me, but since I've started posting about it, and you guys, I guess, have been probably thinking about it, it's become. Okay, don't get caught up in that, Max. Um, it's starting to make its way into my feed. I don't know if that's the AI recommending me about to talk about AI and nanotech and all that. I really doubt it. Yeah, they are spraying. Yeah, they are spraying everywhere. I don't know what they're spraying though. Usually it was aluminum, barium, strontium. You want your cameo time here? Hold on. There you go. I keep getting 3330. Hmm. Numbers are cool. Little messages. All this shenanigans means if you have a company or service that helps people through the trials, like tornadoes, rebuilding, upgrading, etc. Hmm. Yeah, and bad guys are using them. Yeah. Well, they're using the environment. Like they're manipulating the environment now to. God, they're making billions off that. It's ridiculous. All of these. Like in Canada, they just raised the carbon tax again. So we're paying more for everything. Yeah, he does have a mighty tail. He used to. I had to get this mic boom because he kept wiping out my microphone with his tail. Geoengineering has multiple uses. I think they can spray us like bugs, which is really good. They can track us with it. They can track what's in the skies with it. Hi, Danny. Um, you know, the Internet of Things was done that way. They sprayed a bunch of nanotech over everything. And then they got the computer to sort out what everything was. And they've been tracking that ever since. So what they're exactly doing with it, they are geoengineering because they use it to amplify storms and things like that. Um, Ice nucleating particles they used just before Trump did his. What was that? What do you guys call it? Where you nominate people? Yeah, the nomination. Um, yeah, it's already here. So yeah, Hurricane Ian was entirely artificially blown out of the sky. To the extent it was, it probably would have just been a small weather event, but they made it into a hurricane and a tornado. But sensing is really good. They like to sense us. They're getting all touchy feely with it. But keeping yourself centered, keeping your thoughts. Um, well, positivity is usually a good way to do it because they don't really use the negative thoughts. Yeah, it is crazy powerful. The ice is actually colder than zero. I was getting sludge on my feet from those storms that were coming up from that. And it was colder than ice. It froze things solid. So I don't know what it was, but horizontal and lying in the blue yonder? Okay. All right. Love you too, Manel. You're very distracting, Max. He's just over here getting some attention. There we go. My co-host for the time that I pet him. That's what we'll get. Again, if anyone wants to pop up and have a yak about anything, there's the link. And where is... Get rid of a few things here. What's this one? That's me. I don't need that up. I don't want that up either. Oh, there it is. Let me pull that up. That was a good Google search. That's not yours. Okay. Oh, that's not the right search, is it? Oh yeah, okay. Let's see where we go. 10 things that interfere with Wi-Fi. Second router. No, this is not the right search. Let's see if we can... Nope. Okay, this is not the search I want. I was looking for the search on interference. That's Paris. Nothing. Health monitoring. Oh, there's one. What was this again? Oh, I can share this. I was given permission to share this YouTube, so technically Moses was the first man to download files using the cloud, from the cloud using a tablet. Now add to this that the artificial intelligence is the god of this world, and it has always been, believe it or not. Possibly. Interesting idea. Oops, can't play that. Alright. Putting my bare feet in the grass while it's starting to rain. Nice. That's great grounding. Lying on the ground's even better. Love that. Go for a run and just lie on the ground in the grass. So interesting download. Everyone uses download for Epiphany now, right? We used to have epiphanies. Now we have downloads. Okay. Oh, there's a cool one. Yeah, let's show you that one. This one's cool. So, towards AI-driven discovery of electroceuticals. So what they're showing is craniofacial development, electric face, pre-pattern required for normal face. Okay, and what they're doing here in this little experiment that I won't play is they're causing the little thing's face to deform by using electricity. So they're causing the eye to move around. Let's see what other... Here we go. So there they are, voltage modified cells that are starting to create an eye. Wild type cells recruited to the lens. Let's see. Okay, induction of autocysts. So they're making eyes over here on the butt of this creature, this poor little creature. Okay, and they're introducing, looks like an extension of forebrain. So they've changed the brain morphology of this creature and pushed the forebrain up and forward. So head-tail amputation, body-wide voltage gradient. So they create more creatures from one in this experiment. And they get the creatures to regenerate, by stimulating the nerves. Drastic body plan editing in flatworms, so they can make them spiky, they can make them round shaped, they can make them kind of, I don't know, weird shaped. Frog amputations, regrowing a leg, so you stimulate the leg electrically, regrowing it. Let's see. Applications for regenerative medicine again, so they're regenerating parts, I believe. Oh, look at that. Cracking and exploiting the bioelectric code. Look, they have little animals there and people. Cell level pathways or details are straightforward. Understanding decision making in bioelectrical networks is the real challenge. And they know how to do that now. Analogous to multi-scale problems, they learned that they don't actually have to know the DNA to change the DNA. All they have to do is transmit the proper pattern, and your body will follow that pattern, apparently. No more phantom pain? Yeah, grounding will do that. I'm not energetic. In the future, it might be possible to modify existing beings and give, yeah, oh yeah, horns, tails. That's where they are. That's where they're at. Pretty much. Let's go on with this a bit. So developing quantitative predictive mode. Here we're going into the future of it, right? So what they're doing is predicting growth patterns and copying them. Machine learning for model discovery. So they're getting these different flatworms in this image here on the left, and they're projecting the different various configurations onto it. It's awesome. It's great technology, you know. Let's see where we are here. Different code metaphor. See, they've got your DNA right there in the center, and they've got the hardware. So they've got a, look at that, eh? I wonder if that's a that could be a nanoparticle with all the proper nutrients ready and available to modify your DNA. Software, self-organization, memory, feedback loops. So there's the cell, and they're modifying the cell. Bioelectrical decision making runs on the real-time physics, not necessarily visible to transcriptional or protosomatic profiling. So they don't need to know your DNA. Don't need to modify you. Should we be able to edit the software while keeping the hardware constant? I think they can. There's the cell software. They're calling it bioelectric encoded pattern memory. Let's see. Normal anatomy, normal molecular histology, edited bioelectric patterns. So they've changed these creatures. Middle and third regenerates. Okay. So they damaged them. The bioelectric pattern doesn't indicate what the anatomy is now. It encodes the pattern that will guide the anatomy if it is cut at a future time. The same body can store different electrical pattern memories. So they're doing it to flatworms. Can they do it to us? We're much different than a flatworm, right? What does that say? An organism's genome set is long-term, sets its long-term anatomy, doesn't it? Well, maybe not. Surely a normal worm must result once that word once their heads are removed in plain water. No more regrets, since genome is a wild type. But no, if they introduce electricity, rewriting of biological networks causes permanent changes to target morphology without genomic editing. So they just send the pattern, right? So if they figure out the pattern for an extra heart, and they start transmitting that pattern to you, do you know what your body's going to do? Your body's going to try to emulate that pattern. No matter what your DNA is, it'll try to emulate it. Yep, right off, Kitty? In a general fashion. You don't really need to know. Yeah, it's what mad scientists were willing to publish and share, not sum total of his work and experimentation. Yeah, exactly. Earn a pattern, earn a living. It's going to clone it. You can alter it. I bet if they, I don't know, maybe they could. Maybe they could just send a pattern of W, and you end up in a W. So these patterns, basic properties of memory are long-term stability, liability, rewritable, latency, conditional recall, and discrete possible outcomes. Pattern memories, unifying dynamic system models with cognitive models. Don't know what that means. Exogenous memory and voltage pattern is crucial for Xenopus embryonic brain patterns, so they can change that with some voltage. Nicotine induces brain morphology defects. Controls and nicotine. Interesting. Now look at them introducing. Let's see. Human approved and ephemic drugs chosen by Mode Platform Rescue. Severe brain defects from Notch mutation. Okay. So now he's messing with brains. This is not good. So here, electroceuticals beyond electrodes. So yeah, transmission. Ion channel expression data. We know that they use the ion channels to get into us. Or, well, they do. So let's see where they're going with this. Ion channel expression profiling, and there they show you the human being. What ion flows would repair the physiological state, alter it, damage it? They can do either or. Which channel pumps can be targeted to achieve desired ion flows? Well, they already know that. What drugs are available to implement the intervention? So what can they use in the human body to do that? If they can have a bunch of nanotechs in you with pre-designated medicines, they can have them open at different times. So here they have you connected to the database of ion channel and drugs. So ion channel drugs. So they can cause your body actually to produce drugs as well, as far as I understand it. I don't know if this document or this video goes into that, but they can, let's see. So their conclusion: physiological software layer between the genome type and the anatomy is a tractable target for biomedicine and synthetic bioengineering. So yeah, they're liking what they're doing here. And the software is what they run us on. The cloud, what do you call it? The Internet of Things, we're part of that. W-band, blockchain, cybersecurity. Evolution discovered very early, that bioelectric signals is a convenient medium for computation and global decision making. Isn't that convenient? Bioelectric signaling. Well, that's done through you. Cracking the bioelectric code will yeah, we know it's 802.15 megahertz. Cracking the bioelectric code will reveal how cell networks make group decisions. For anatomical homeostasis, we can now rewrite pattern memories in vivo, which means in the body, to reprogram large-scale shape, heads, eyes, and limbs. New AI tools are coming online for design of strategies, for regenerative medicine, birth defects, cancer, and traumatic injury repair, and synthetic living machines. Isn't that wonderful? We'll get into that at some time. Xenobots. Model interference and intervention interference. Understanding how tissues make decisions will lead to novel, unconventional computing architectures and AI platforms, not limited by neural architecture principles, not by brain. That's your brain. So, telling you, this is just, these people are just horrible. So who gets control of that technology? Who gets to use it? Who gets to
using the existing
who gets to control that? And what do they do with it, right? Train derailed with propane tanks on it. Oh, wow. Just one car, but I think the explosion. Yeah. Yeah, that's a huge explosion. Propane going off. I have a propane storage facility just down from where I work. And if it goes off, we're just dead. Always be vigilant. Yep. So yeah, ways. I'm still. I will be working on it until I'm sure that I have a way to interfere with these patterns they're trying to do. Yeah, that's horrible, Karen. Wow. That guy is creepy. I swear he had yellow eyes, not normal. Not a good sign of someone that should have a clean lab for that kind of work. White Sands Missile Range. Oh, nice. That must be a quiet place. So I find all this body tech and body changing very interesting. With every new system we feel them deploy, I think they've deployed another system or started one up. Yeah, it gives new meaning to stuck in the middle. Yeah, you're between AI death, because they do want to depopulate, right? Depopulation is one of their main goals. And I forget which document I read that talks about transmitting the wrong disease to you, implying that there is a right disease that I guess will get you into the medical establishment, buying pills or taking treatments or something. I don't know if they're going to tell the public that they do that all digitally, you know? Yeah, it does. Yes, they do. Yep, they augment us. Even ELFs, low frequencies, they know they use those as well. Low, mid-range, high, they use them all. They can all be used for good, or they can all be used for bad, right? The mall guy that shot up about a mile from me. Oh, wow. Yeah, you guys all should get your application, the ElectroSmart, and you can see when these things happen. If there's an electrical event that they're doing, like they did last Sunday, in my area at least. With a master's degree that has been teaching for years. Oh, that guy is a. Okay. Their wombs are worth more than ours. Yeah, my womb is shut down. Yeah, shut it off, put it in a case. You know, I'm thinking of getting shielded paint and using that. My wife's kind of warming up to the idea. We'll see how that goes. But there's you can get films to put on your window. Let's see if we can look that up here. I should order some. I should get some of that. Yeah. Less EMF. your number one source for RF shielding, clothing, shirts, pants, hats, gloves. This guy has paint. RF window film, there we go. Called Signal Defense. No results found. Okay, what products do you have? Hi, Freedom Grower. Yeah, it only works to mitigate. That is correct. So here we have some RF window shielding. Preventing eavesdropping and theft of electronic data, defeating IR laser, microphones, and EMI RF transmissions. Providing lasting protection, SPAL control, I don't know what that is. Reducing UV solar emissions. Containing surveillance bugs. Night vision, infrared protection. Interesting. I'll have to keep that one open. What's that? Current version will upgrade your phone with flashing lights and noises at 2:30 a.m. at the least disrupting sleep. You know how to break the control? Smoking? Is that it? Puff another one. That'll break the control. Break the mind control. Get into the zone. Yeah. Got yourself all scooped out, did you? I have a Merc back door. I don't know if that's dirty or an actual thing. Their master access backdooring. Well, remember we do have piloerection. I've been trying to master that. Basically giving yourself goosebumps. I don't know if it has an effect or not, but I'll keep trying. I do know that grounding does help. On a day when I should have been doubled over in pain, I only had minimal wincing of pain. That was due to grounding. So, what I found is the grounding just moves from one tooth to another unless you're, or the overload of the system works from one tooth to the next until you're pretty much out of teeth. But grounding stops that, so. Doesn't stop them from logging into you. That's still happening. But at least you're grounded and won't overload. Yeah, all of these things, Freedom, are just mitigations. We were postulating a couple of other ideas using even a walkie-talkie or a CB radio, some type of a transmitter on an oscillating signal. You can make a, maybe there is something like that. Let's see. Let's look up that. Let's go with RF. Let's see what it says. Avoiding RF oscillation, no. ResearchGate. Several ministries of defense have invested significantly in microwave and radio RF applications such as advanced radars, missiles. No. National Institute of Health. Oxidative stress occurs if the oxidant defense system is unable to prevent the harmful effects of free radicals. Several studies have reported. Directed energy weapon, Wikipedia. No. Oscillating heat pipes. No, no such a search. What about the earth bag homes? Those would probably be good. A lot of dirt between you, has a lot of minerals and stuff. So that would be pretty good. Freedom Grower has a metallic container he uses, like a shipping container. That again will mitigate. It won't completely stop signals, but unless you ground it out and seal it up completely. But those houses dug into the ground. I used to live underground. It was pretty good. I got better sleep when I lived in a subterranean abode, we'll say. But I'm used to that from my youth too. You can also hear the earth when you're in a subterranean area sleeping. It wouldn't be good if the earth moved. No, that's true. Get some liquefaction and instantly you're covered in mud. Where are you guys? Okay. Yeah, yeah. No, I don't. I don't have claustrophobic issues. I don't mind kind of being closed in, you know. Good defensive position. Easy to warm, you know. And all your stuff's real close by, right? Yeah, the only way really to stop it is to stop them from doing what they're doing. And I figure the only way to do that is to get the information out, let people know. Um, to know what they're doing. Dr. Lee Merritt video the other day was great. About what? She had some really good points on the subject. That's some good guess. Okay. Oops. I can't play videos. So if you want to come up and tell us about it, I'd appreciate that. Because I haven't seen the video. So I have no idea. Yeah, I'm watching a lot of that Synergy channel recently. She gives you great ways to, like, you know, if you're searching, if you're trying to find this information, she gives you the document names that you can search up. Like I found for Canada the biodigital convergence. I wonder if U.S. Let's find the biodigital convergence for the U.S. U.S. Gov. There we go. So this is your smart city technology, right? Where they'll track you wherever you go. National Institute of Health, Biodigital Philosophy, Technological Convergence. There's the Canadian one, Exploring Biodigital Convergence. Policy Horizons Canada, Biodigital Convergence. So these are policies they're making. They do put disclaimers. Executive Order on Advancing Biotechnology. Let's see. National Standards Joint System Committee on Biodigital Convergence. So yeah, they are doing it in your area as well. The White House. There we go. What's the National Institute of Standards got to say? Biofield tuning, yep, that's good. We've done piloerection has worked to it. Parasite cleansing, yep, those all help. Yeah, you can turn off your. You can choose what um, level. At least you should be able to in the settings. Whether you're using a 5G antenna, doesn't mean that they can't access that and use it on you, but you should be able to adjust that. My old phone, at least, had the option to go to allow only 4G networks or 3G networks. Um, but if it comes with a 5G antenna, it's probably going to use that antenna anyways, but just connect to the 4 and 3G networks. Just saying, that's probably what's going to happen. Even though you turn it off, at least you'll have no 5G antennas directed at you from outside, but your phone still will probably operate as a 5G. Scrubbing in glacier for a week, and my body is black and blue, but I feel amazing. This is cleansing is amazing. Okay. Dry scrubbing. Okay. I like doing hot baths. Again, there's Epsom salts, borax, and baking soda. Sorry, 1 cup of each. That's a cleanse for radiation poisoning. Yep. Stay grounded. Ground yourself, your computer. Be aware of how and when you are grounded. You can also, through contact with active phones, etc., amplify direct exposure to the toxic frequencies. Yeah, I find my hand heats up quite a lot when I hold my phone. So I've got a case I put around it so I'm not making actual contact with it. That goes right. All right, we'll see you in class tonight, Karen. Get the top layer of dry shit off. Yeah, there's the stuff they spray from the skies that sits on your skin too. So yeah, that's good. Wash it off with a vodka dry scrub and then a coconut oil. Nice. Yeah, I've heard of going outside and flaking as well, doing the dry rub to get all the tech off, all the nanoparticles. And then that's the only part that I heard of. I didn't hear the other stuff. I'm trying to ground to the Air Force. Maybe as above, so below will work out. Maybe. Oh, you can get involved. That's nice. Let's see. Is seeking administrator and participants for the UNC Technical Advisory Group. Maybe you guys can go get involved in this and ask them why they are using human bodies. Let's see. The scope. System level standardization activities in the domain of biodigital convergence for the IEC, including ISO, IEC, ITC 1, information technology. The committee will seek to facilitate outreach and influence work on bio-digital convergence with ISO, other standards developing organizations and industry consortia in collaboration with relevant IEC entities, thus facilitating the advancement and coordination of bio-digital convergence standardizations. Identify and assess potential new forthcoming bio-digital convergence topics and problematics that may become relevant to IEC's activities. Because you don't want people to know. And recommend to the SMB an appropriate course of action to meet the needs of the global community. If you're interested in becoming a participant or administrator, you're invited to contact Betty Barrow. That might be an interesting email to keep. Hello, Betty Barrow. Why are you using human bodies as antenna? Hi, Nina.
Hey,
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. About we counter the frequency, etc. Oh, okay. Yeah. How does he use technology or the body? Human body is pretty good at that. But you have to be aware, I think. How you doing, Nina?
Good. I'm doing
So,
good. It's
you
a
liking
little
the
wet here on
topic?
the West Coast, but
It's wet here too.
is it?
Yeah, wet and cold. Should be warm and sunny.
I know the arthritis is really acting up because of all this dampness. But what do you do?
Yeah, Dan Winter. I think I may have seen some of his stuff. Let me look him up. I got him. So, what do you think of the biodigital convergence?
You know, I haven't really looked into it too much, to be honest.
Oh, it's the connection between the digital and us. They've already done it, but
Yeah, I'm kind of assuming that that's part of why they're insisting on us taking that medication.
yeah,
To get
well,
that stuff in you.
they're
Yeah.
spraying it from the skies too. They don't need.
Yeah.
They don't really
Exactly.
need that, but that gives greater access, and it gives them enough. See, that's why I think the cleansing seems to be so important
Mm-hmm.
because they seem to need to get an amount of stuff into us. And
Right. Yeah, so detoxing and I hate to say it, but even the organic stuff that we're eating, it's still getting the spray on it.
Yeah.
So,
Well, they want to vaccinate cattle and stuff now, so I guess that's a
yeah,
good
I've heard
thing.
that what they're planning on doing is
I'm
to,
told that's a good thing. So
right, right. Yeah, no, I hear that they're going to be putting the medicine on the food, like spray it
yeah,
onto the food, so we just, eat
yeah.
it that way. So
Mm-hmm.
then we don't really have a choice then, do we?
No, no, and they've got enough pesticides and other things on there as well too. So
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
pollution that they drop, and you spray it with Roundup and other chemicals to keep the bugs off.
Yeah, they
But
just approved this new one to code everything, and including organic. So just because you're buying organic doesn't mean that you're exempt from this new thing that just got not a couple of months ago got
yeah,
approved. Yeah,
is it silver
coating.
nitrate? Silver
I don't know
nitrate?
what it is. Some kind of coating so it doesn't rot as fast on the shelf. Of course,
Yeah, silver does. See, there's a lot of work done into silver as a preservative in nano form, and
Mm,
it really seems to have an effect. Like I could take colloidal silver and pour it over, a piece of vegetable or that, and it will keep much longer.
Do you think that's what they're using now?
Yeah, but it's probably silver nitrate, which isn't
Mm,
good for you, and can be
right,
used as a
right.
sensor transmitter. You know, if they overpower it, it transmits, and they can
So
use
I
it.
always I always peel everything now. Like I don't even bother with the washing. I'll just peel it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty much there too. Yeah, freedom is.
Yeah. Even then, we're not exempt because it does, go into the fruit itself, of course, just like the
Yeah,
skin, it absorbs, our body absorbs everything. But yeah, you'd be better off just peeling it for sure.
yeah. I think Lavette identifies. Oh, Lavette. Yeah, I love her. She's awesome. I haven't seen much of her stuff recently. She's she doesn't have much uh, hope for humanity, unfortunately. It
Oh,
seems.
really?
Yeah.
It's not looking good, is it, if
It
you're
is
watching
not.
the news?
It's not looking good. No.
It's not looking good, no. I know I'm going to be getting into the whole Middle East and what they're doing over there tomorrow night.
Oh yeah, that's a fun subject.
It is, right? We got to talk about these things now, and
Yeah, which side
because
of two genocidal people do you fall on?
I know, right? It's it doesn't really matter what we believe, what we're doing. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter
no.
because these people believe it, and they're following it to a T, you
Yeah.
know, and it's happening. It's go time right now. Like, so I noticed the Christian communities are all up in arms, and I can't say I blame them
Oh, okay.
because it is happening. What they've been waiting for is happening right now. So there's no denying it.
Yeah, F. Kitty has a little bit of information on that.
Oh
Courtesy
yeah.
of Gates, it's classified as a pesticide so that it doesn't have to go through food grade
Oh,
review, but it's sprayed on just before going into the freight.
oh great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's nice. Yeah.
See, they
Well,
could
thanks,
use
Bill.
they could use colloidal silver, which would be a preservative, an antibacterial, antifungal,
Yeah, but
and
that would probably benefit us, right?
that would benefit us,
Right.
unfortunately.
So that's no good. That's no
Hi,
good.
Scotty.
When they say
So
pesticides, they mean against us. Remember?
yeah, so you take
We are the
silver,
pest.
so you take silver, something good for you, and you make it
Yeah.
into silver nitrate, and that's not good for
Right.
you. Yeah,
That's where we're getting the heavy metal toxicity and stuff, I guess. Right?
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
nitrates aren't good for your body at all.
Right.
So
I've noticed that a lot of the meats now it says no nitrate, so they're starting to take it
mm,
out and stuff. So that's good. At least I'm
yeah,
hoping that's
it's the salts, but it's because of the way it interacts with the meat, it makes nitrates. So
all right.
yeah, yeah. Thanks, Mr. Gates.
I know, right? Because they love us so much.
Yes,
That's why they do that. That's right. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, it would embed itself, F Kitty. It would soak in for sure.
Yeah. So even if we peel, we're still getting some, but not as much, I
Yeah.
guess. But
Let's see. So what do they call it? I'd like to search that up. I'd like to know what they're using.
that new thing that got approved,
Yeah,
yeah,
you
look
know.
that up. It was FDA approved just recently. It's like a waxy type of thing. They spray over everything.
Okay. What I want to know what's in it.
Yeah, yeah. Look it
I'm
up.
I always I
Yeah.
was
I
let's
try
see.
not to because I just get depressed. Oh my gosh, shit. And
I am always curious. I don't even want to search out this biodigital convergence because it's so gross and
yeah,
disturbing.
right,
But my curiosity gets the better of me. So
right. I
like when
know. Once we
they
start looking at this, we're not going to want to eat anymore.
yeah when they brought out hyaluronic acid, I got a good laugh out of that one
Mm.
because everybody was into hyaluronic acid. And I said,
Oh, for
oh,
the skincare.
I can make it at home. Yeah, it's for skincare, right?
Right.
I can make that at home. And they're like, no, you can't. It's a special thing. I go, no, it isn't. It's not that
Well, they
special
sell
at
all
all.
kinds of things to women, though,
Yeah.
right?
So
And
I
charge them big bucks.
so I took my wife to the store and they had some hyaluronic acid. And I said, here's a bottle of hyaluronic acid. It's full of lips and anus and skin juice. Because
Right.
that's what it is. It's just an extract from skin and
Okay.
tendons and other body parts. So
Yeah. Yeah, I know women's, we've just been falling
yeah, it has.
prey for all these, cosmetic things, and it's just unreal what they're charging. Like even like the retinol cream. Apparently retinol is supposed to be the thing for us, and but it's a $40-$50 for a little jar of that thing.
Yeah,
It's like,
you just
you
look
know,
up you look up like method to extract, and you can find out what you get a paper because people have to apply for patent papers on the extraction process of these chemicals, right? So
mhm.
you just type in extraction process, the chemical, and you'll find out how it's made and what's in it. I learned that years ago, and
Mhm.
I loved searching up what was. I always wanted to know what was in stuff, right? So
Mhm. Mhm.
that's the search for that. The computers are amazing, but unless you know how to search for the things, like I
Mhm.
didn't know how to search for all this biodigital nanotech stuff until I started watching Synergy. And then I got the language and I understood what language we were using. It's a different language, right? So
Right.
now I can search up stuff quite easily and find out what they're doing, and you know,
Yeah. Well, there you go. Maybe that's your calling,
well, it's
wake up
just a
and feel
part of it, right? I've also got
Mhm.
dragon junk. Don't worry about, never forget about that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, there
You
you
know,
go. We all have our own gifts and
remote
talents, don't
viewing.
we? Yeah.
This is just now.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
I just started my channel to do remote viewing. That's really all I wanted to do. But
Mhm. Mhm.
then unfortunately they kept doing shit to us, you know. So
And then you got to investigate now what you've
then
seen.
I had to
Yeah.
look, right? So
Right. That's the thing about looking. Now you're going to want to know more. Yeah, I
yep,
know. It's kind of like the tree of the fruit of the knowledge. It's
yeah.
once you have a bite, that's it. We want to know more. Yeah. It's very
Yes,
addictive.
food has gotten so expensive. It's even going to
It
get,
has.
yeah,
I know. It's
it's doubled in
unreal.
price here, and they just raised the carbon tax April 1st, April Fool's Day. So,
I know. I just went the other day. I found one of my when you go and buy lunch, whatever, you can get like a frequent buyer card, you get a stamp,
oh,
then you get the
sweet.
10th one for free or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Well, back in the day, I guess. Well, I had one and I've been saving it because I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go and get myself some it was Thai food, local Thai food here, lunch special. I went in there. Oh no, we don't take those anymore. So they don't do that anymore now. And when I went to pay for it, I gave him $20 and I got like $2 and change back. That's how much this lunch special that costs now.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Well, yeah, I won't be back there, that's for sure. For a tiny little thing of noodles. Almost 20
Wow.
bucks.
Wow.
It used to be $10 for that, plus you got the stamp card. You know? Wow. So I'll definitely not be going out for lunch anymore. That's way too expensive. Like,
Yeah, that is killer. And even the price of food is it's double up here. It's
yeah.
it's doubled in price pretty much.
I know. I can't
You
say
know.
I don't blame the restaurant because I don't know how they're even open, to be honest with you, with the food prices. But
Yeah, a lot of
uh,
places are closing down. We've got there's an Indian uh, snack place across the road from me, and they make samosas. We like to get samosas from them, every once in a while. But they had to close down because they couldn't charge, like the Indian people wouldn't pay an extra 50 cents for each samosa, pretty much. So they had to close
wow,
down. Yeah.
yeah, it's not worth it. People aren't going to buy it, obviously, right? And it's just not worth doing it
Yeah,
anymore. So
we're changing our food habits. They're
yeah,
changing right in front of our face.
hmm
With all these like those leftist cities, with all the grocers and that leaving, they're going to be stuck with government-run food distribution centers eventually.
that's where it's heading. Yeah,
Yeah, and
you can
that'll give
see
them.
with the whole online shopping now. Like a lot of, and I don't say I blame them. I probably would do the same thing if I was doing it over again. But parents are busy. Yeah, you just go roll up to the thing, and the lady comes out with it. I mean, and yeah, the next thing you know, that's all it's gonna be. We're just gonna be rolling up, and
Yeah,
through some
or
window, and this is your allotment for this week,
you
basically,
stand in line like they did in
or in the
Soviet
line. Yeah,
countries.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, because well, that's right. Because we're not going to be able to afford that car, so there won't be any more car pull-ups. You know, because that's. I actually had a dream the other day that it was $13 a liter.
Wow.
Can you imagine? It's over $2 right now here in Canada. I'm sure you know. I think it's $2.13 right now for a liter.
Yeah.
Well, can you imagine $13 for a liter? Yeah, I would be not driving. That's for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
ridiculous.
You know, yeah. I mean, I remember when it was 39 cents.
Hmm.
You know, I mean, sound really old, but that's what it was. It wasn't that long ago. And I
No.
remember thinking, oh, geez, if it goes up to 60 cents, I ain't buying it no more.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fuel's always
okay.
been cheap. Fuel's always
It
been
used
cheap.
to be.
And it should be
Yeah.
cheap. Like Canada's full of fuel. We got tons
Well,
of it.
that's just it. I don't understand why that is. Why are we selling it and then buying it back for more? Like, isn't that a
We have
definition of
propane, natural
insanity?
gas, and oil. We have it all.
Yeah,
We have
I know.
everything.
We have all the resources here in
Yeah.
Canada. Like,
We have,
seriously.
we have rare earth minerals. We've got it all. Like everything. Like we
Yeah,
have no need to buy anything out of our country.
that's right. Yeah. I don't understand why it's the way it is. Like, it's insane.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a question for you. Uh, Justin Trudeau, about a year or so ago, year and a half, maybe even 2 years, said there's going to be food shortages. But our government isn't building greenhouses. They're not storing up food.
Hmm.
So what's happening with that? You just said it. And then, yeah, mustard seed is awesome. I love mustard. Mustard greens are great. And they grow fast, really fast. So,
Is that the smallest seed we have? Is a mustard seed or something?
well, it's pretty small, but I don't think it's the smallest.
I think
But
it's in the Bible. Smallest and
yeah,
mustard, something like that. Yeah.
yeah,
Anyway, I don't know. But yeah, yeah, it's yeah. We definitely need to start, growing our own. But they're discouraging that too, right? Of course, you know.
planted some ketchup seeds, did you?
And that's the thing about living for farther out too. If the gas gets so expensive, we can't afford to be driving into town all the time. So you're going to want to live closer into town because you have to walk wherever you're going.
Yeah,
And that's kind of where this whole 15-minute city is going to eventually just naturally progress that way because we can't afford to live an hour out of town, and whatever,
oh yeah,
because you still need to get supplies.
my city is spending $6 million to put in bike paths, put in
Yeah.
bike lanes.
Yeah, that's why,
You
because
know,
nobody's going to be able to afford to have a
yeah,
vehicle anymore. Yeah. Those
mustard
days are going to
greens
be
grow
gone.
great. Yeah, everywhere. I couldn't stop it from growing. Once you let it go to seed, give it a shake, it'll never stop growing.
Is that the mustard seed you're talking?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. I've never
It
grown
makes
that.
so many seeds.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Nice. I've never grown that.
Donkeys, mules, and horses are coming back in style. There we go.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, we're going to be going to the Amish for advice here pretty soon.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure,
I'd like to grow some chickens on my balcony. I do get farm fresh eggs, but I'd like to do them myself, really. Just feed them table scraps and bugs and whatever else.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen these little portable ones. You just move them around your lawn,
Yeah,
and they'll just basically peck, and then they'll just move it. Yeah, I mean, I believe we are allowed to do that here. There was some talk about that where they didn't want it. So it depends on where you live.
yeah.
Some places you're allowed to, some places you're not. Um, but yeah.
Well, they did that in other areas. It's the gene pool. That's an interesting thought.
Yeah, well, they're gonna have to figure that out. There'll be a whole new.
Well, yeah. See, that's an interesting thing, though. If they mix all the races together, will there be any genetic diversity enough to,
There
keep
probably
the
wouldn't be,
species
no.
going? I don't know.
Right.
Or do we just have an infinite diversity that way? I don't know. Or do we all meld out to some kind of mulatto
Well,
type?
I was gonna say, if,
You know?
if you look at the picture that they have of the future people, They are darker skin with lighter eyes. So
Yeah.
a mix of it. Yeah.
They literally
That's,
have diapers for chickens. Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
well, that would be handy. Yeah.
My cats would love to play with chickens.
That's,
I just say it's a pet, you know.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, duck eggs are supposed to be more nutritious. I heard that as well. Ducks are awesome, but they're so noisy.
Hmm. Hmm. You can't get stinky and gross,
Yeah.
but if you haven't contained, they have these tiny little, chicken coops that are literally on wheels. So you just move it over so that it
Yeah.
doesn't,
I don't have a yard, so I'd have to do it on my
Oh, I
balcony.
see. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you would, yeah, I don't
And
know,
ducks
build
are great
something
for
on your
cooking,
balcony
yeah.
or,
I do like duck, yeah.
have you seen the catios that people have, thing going all over the place? You could do a catio for the chicken, chicken can go all over the place.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I thought that was a great idea. I thought of that when I was a kid. Why not? Why don't they just put it on the lawn and have a little basket over top of them and move the
yeah,
basket around?
exactly.
Now they've got automated ones apparently.
Oh, do they? Okay.
Yeah, yeah, they've got automated ones that move them around so that
Huh.
they get it a good even feed on the yard.
Right. Wow. Yeah. And the goat too is good. He'll eat everything.
Yeah, yeah. You get
So,
goat milk. That's
yeah.
good for you.
Well, we're kind of going back to sort of these kind of ways,
Yeah.
from the looks
I don't
of
know
it.
how easy it is to milk a goat, but I don't know.
Yeah, I've never
They seem a
tried
little
it.
ornery, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, duck eggs I can get them, but they're woefully expensive. Be cheaper just to grow some ducks and
And the sad part is that it's just a handful of people who are doing this to us. Like if we could just expose them and get rid of them,
yeah, if we could
you
fix
know?
the system, that's my
Yeah.
hope is that we can get this system fixed before it totally
Yeah, that's what
melts
I'm hoping
down,
too.
right? Because we
Yeah,
can still
exactly.
put in emergency measures of food growing and stabilization, fuel stabilization. That can be done really quickly.
Hmm.
But unless they're doing it, and stabilize the networks they're using, and work on other systems, fiber optics is always good. Um, there's other methods, peer to peer, other things that don't broadcast and destroy our bodies. But there's lots of good solutions, and they just always take the worst ones, the most
Well, it's
damaging to
done
the
intentionally,
environment and us. Yeah,
unfortunately.
yeah,
It was just yesterday. I can't remember which video now, but I had this quote from the Rockefeller. If they could just put poison in everything and then make it look fun, like the cereals or, and
yeah,
they gear
yeah.
it
Put a
towards
candy coating
kids
on it.
or towards women, like make it look like it's, and but so we're getting poison from each way, whether it be food or our clothes or laundry, everything that we're doing is full of poison, you know? And so if we could just go back,
Yeah,
and get rid of that, the root
yeah.
essentially of what's
Europe has a
doing
lot
it.
of legislation in place about GMOs and like Canada does about probiotics and other things being put into the meat. But yeah, we repeal it all. Get these companies out of our food production. These
Yeah,
drug
we got to get
companies.
rid of them all.
you
Everything
know,
that's been poisoned by them, essentially, because, we got
and
to root it out.
I don't
Yeah.
understand if corporations are people, right? When they're
Mm.
charged with a crime, and they shouldn't be able to practice what they're doing again. Why are they drug companies? They should be
Because unfortunately,
disbanded.
the
If you
judges and
if you
the,
kill a person, you're put in jail, right, for many
right, I
many
know,
years.
I know.
So
Yeah, unless you're part of the club, because
yeah,
they have everybody in their back pocket, unfortunately, and that's what I mean. We gotta root it all out.
hmm
These judges and all these people who are in their back pocket gotta go and start from scratch. You know. So
yeah, because
yeah,
all of it can be turned around and used like for our good. If they're putting out
yeah.
ELFs, we can put out 4 hertz instead
Can you
of
imagine if
in
the
the
people in
range.
charge were actually wanting to see humanity thrive and be at their best?
Oh man,
How good we could have it. You know what I mean? Like,
That's
where you didn't have to worry about what you were eating because you knew everything that was in that
yeah,
store was there for your highest you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. You
yeah,
know, like you can have sugars, use real sugars. You can, if you're eating
yeah,
real food, you're not going to have a problem. If they're not blasting
exactly.
you, if they want to blast you with some radio waves, do something that heals the body. They can do
Yeah,
that if they
exactly.
want.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah, I know.
It-
Yeah.
there's so
I
many
mean,
solutions for water and food and the
yeah,
air, and but
yeah,
they're using the wrong ways, right?
right. Exactly.
The normal Joe can't fight the system, not by himself, but
But we
together
are
we
many,
can.
right? And they are few. And if
Yeah.
we start waking up and standing up, that's the thing.
If we start demanding these things, right? You
Yeah.
know, and
Mm-hmm.
doing it with our money too, like where we spend our money really matters.
Yeah.
If you're forced to spend your money at Walmart, well, maybe you've got to think of a way to travel.
Mm-hmm.
I moved into a place where I knew that there was a local store that sold local produce, so that was part of my plan. You know,
Mm-hmm.
um, you got to stay away from the big box stores, and I know it's hard. Stay off Amazon, and you know it's killer. It's going to limit what you can buy, but that's the way it works, right? Even the
Mm-hmm.
Bud Light uh, boycott is still going pretty strong. They're
Mm-hmm.
still really down in the market. So
Mm-hmm.
these boycotts work. If we just take it to the extent that it needs to be taken. Like if everybody stopped shopping at Walmart for 7 days, that would kill Walmart.
Well,
They'd be
first we
done.
need to wake people up to why they
You
shouldn't be
know.
shopping there, right? And
Yeah.
most people aren't aware of all these things. They're
Yeah.
still believing in the government and believing in everything. And so that's the thing. That's the
Yeah.
first step is to wake people up so that they know what's going on and then they can make some choices, right?
Yep.
Um, but yeah, unfortunately, we're
Yeah.
of
When
course
yeah
classified
with
as
with the monopoly
conspiracy
system.
theories and
Yeah. They've got
oh
monopolies over pretty much everything. Walmart can those when they were bringing those stores out, they had no problem losing money on a store. They just opened them up and that was it. It was there. And only until recently have they started closing them. And even if it was a losing money, they'd keep those stores open just to destroy other businesses.
right.
You know.
There's a bigger picture for them. Yeah.
Yeah. So I protested their coming. I knew it wouldn't stop it, but maybe it would have gotten some other people to think about it. Uh, but they just rolled through us. Just like the
Hmm.
wireless network. We didn't agree to it. They just rolled through with it. Here's your next
Yeah.
technology we're giving you, and people just buy on board with it, right?
Yeah. Well, it's new and exciting, and
Yeah,
it's going to be convenient, and yeah. So you got to go with the times, right? Otherwise, you're just an old fogey who's lagging behind.
yeah. Some people are stuck with that, Loretta. It's not your fault. That's part of the system they set up. You're just stuck with Walmart or Amazon. Yep.
Yeah, I know.
Or you've got to travel far. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, and that's the thing, and it's so expensive now that and you can't blame the farmers and the whatever. You got to charge what they got to charge.
Yeah.
So we end up going to Walmart because you'll get it cheaper there, and you got to do what you got to do, for your family. So that's the thing. Or
Yeah. We're stuck to some
you're
things.
kind of stuck, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and eating stuff that we know isn't good because we can't afford to eat
Yeah.
the other stuff.
Yeah. For me, it's a window garden. I've got to do a window garden if the food gets scarce. I don't. I don't think it'll get scarce here, but it'll get scarce in Africa. It'll get really expensive here to the point where you'll have like people rioting over food, I think. But I don't think it'll get completely, I don't think it'll ever be completely gone here because we're such a major food producer.
Well,
It'll
I
just
gotta
be
say,
mostly the exports for most countries. Although,
yeah,
although during the potato famine, that's exactly what they did was they sent the good produce out of the country and left all the rotten potatoes in the country for people pretty much not to eat because you can't eat a rotten potato. So
Yeah, that's kind of Canada in a nutshell, though, isn't it? Right? Exporting all our good stuff, you know.
yeah,
But I know with all this new immigration now, that's putting a strain on the food system because they're
yeah,
coming in here with zero money in their pocket.
yeah,
Not like it used to be, or you know, you could only come in here if you had a certain amount of number in your bank account. You have to have a job lined up. Blah 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 blah. Now anybody can come in. And matter of fact, you know, it's yeah. Anyway, so they're the ones that are taking up 80% of the food bank lineups now, taking away food from
yeah,
our own people, you know, seniors and whatever. So there's not enough. So on that end, on the lowest end of the food chain here, they're being starved out.
yeah. They're doing that in Canada too, and they're being
Yeah, that's
promoted
what I'm
to.
talking. This is
They're
Canada I'm talking about here.
Yeah, they're telling them about that where to go to get these services too. Like they're
I
actually
know.
instructing them on how to get there.
I know. I've seen it.
So
80% of that food line, they don't speak English. They're not from here. They haven't worked a day here at all. And people who have worked and paid taxes their whole life are now, you know, in retirement means you got to go in the food lineup because you don't get the pensions haven't gone up in 30, 40 years. It's the same amount of money. And so there's no way a senior is going to be able to make it here moving forward with that pension that they're getting.
yeah,
So
and most of them are living on assistance.
yeah,
Now I've heard that the assistance runs out after 6 months in some areas. I don't know if that's
yeah. Like if you're a regular person who's on welfare, yeah, you only get that I think 2 years,
I heard
and then
this.
you'll get cut
I
off.
did hear this for the immigrants, for the illegal immigrants as well.
Well, that I don't
Yeah,
know. I certainly hope there's going to be some kind of cutoff. They have to, you know, yeah, you got to be able to work here. Like, I don't know how that's all going to work out because
well, a lot of
even
them
a
would
doctor,
probably turn to crime instead of working.
well, you know, even a doctor, because I remember hearing this, like doctors, if you're educated in some other country, you can't just come here and start practicing here, whatever it is that you're doing. You have to do it all over again, apparently. And so we have doctors from other countries who are now, you know, flipping burgers, you know,
Hmm.
and stuff like that, which is a waste, honestly. Like we need more skilled people, you know. But so I don't know how that's going to go. Like, especially
Well,
if you don't speak the language, how the heck are you going to be able to work? Like, you can't, you know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. 6 months,
FTD
you're not going
says
to learn the language in
that's
six
only
months.
for the legal immigrants. Okay.
Right. Yeah. The illegal, you don't even get. Now,
Hmm.
from what I've heard, now I don't know if this is Canada, but I've heard in the States, they're giving them Visa cards, debit cards, prepaid debit cards,
Yeah,
you know.
I don't know if
Uh,
that continues on. I guess it does. I don't know.
well,
They
the
keep
scary
setting
thing
aside
is,
They keep setting aside billions of dollars for it. So
yeah, the scary thing is that now they're coming in here with the hopes, hey, $10,000 Visa card, whatever, you know, this and that. What's going to happen? All of a sudden, it gets cut off because it will eventually.
oh yeah,
What are they going to do?
well
Oh, they're going to riot, right?
yeah.
And that's when the
Apparently they are demanding more money.
oh, I'm sure they
There are
are. I'm sure they are.
lineups of them in New York demanding
Right,
more money.
right.
So
And they're probably in the food bank lineups, taking the
oh
food
yeah,
from the, you
oh
know,
yeah,
the seniors and the poor people there, disabled people, you know, they rely on that. And
oh,
now all of a sudden there's not enough because these people coming in there, you know,
yeah,
getting it all.
yeah.
And they're rude too.
I've
They're
seen the
really rude.
reports on that. The women that the families that usually use the food banks, you know, like during Christmas and other times,
Yeah.
they can't get any food because
No, there's not enough
there's
now. I
you
know.
know
That's what I'm
maybe
saying.
one or two of them might slip in the lineup, but by the time they get there, it's all gone. You know.
Right. So this is a problem. Is really a problem for the bottom, the low hanging fruit. Okay,
Hmm.
there. It's from the looks of it. I don't know if there's going to be any seniors in the future. You know what I mean? Like there's no way they're going to make it with the rents and everything. Like it's just, you know, they're not putting up. Like I said, the pensions aren't going up. They haven't gone up.
Yeah.
nowhere near to what the rent and everything else has gone up, right? So
Well, there was the great transfer of wealth. If we negated that money, that would make everybody's money much more valuable. But I think we should move to a gold and silver standard instead. That way, it's
yeah,
physical
well, we're
money,
gonna
and
have
they
to get
can't
rid of the
mess with
Federal
it.
Reserve, right? All
Yeah,
of that's got to go. When we
yeah.
talked about uprooting, right? That's got to go. So there's got to be a whole new, yeah, system. Probably gold back again, I
Well,
guess,
you,
and
I would
you
go
know,
back to independent banks. Storing
yeah, oh
gold and
yeah,
silver.
yeah, yeah,
That's you know, we've got the
yeah.
technology to protect those places now, so that they can't get robbed as easily. But
Mhm,
so
mhm,
you know,
yeah.
and that'll give employment too, because you'll need armed guards, right? So there you
Mhm.
go.
Actually, there was another video I was listening to where the armed guards are now getting all laid off because there's no more cash. There's no more cars with cash. There's no cash apparently. So these guys are getting all laid off. So that's kind of funny you said that.
Yeah,
But I guess yeah, we
a lot of independent banks in the states are closing right now.
yeah, and
Um,
they if you go
they're
to the bank and want to take your money out, they don't have the money there. You
yeah,
can't get your cash. There is no cash. The
they're
cash is
being
gone.
they're being bought up by the bigger banks, so they're further centralizing.
Yeah. So yeah, they were talking about how the armed guards are getting all laid off. There is no more because there's no more cash going back and forth anywhere.
That's
So, but maybe
terrible.
they'll get their job back then if we go back to the gold back.
Yeah, I haven't run into it yet, but there are some places around that say no cash, that they'll only
Yeah,
accept debit,
yeah.
and I just won't shop at those places. You know.
Me neither. I've gone completely back to cash now. I'm
Yeah.
refusing to pay the bank in order for me to use a debit card. Why am
Right.
I going to pay you for that? No, I don't think
Hmm.
so. I got the cheapest bank account you can get. And
Yep.
but
Me
yeah, I just
too.
go and take all my cash out and
Yeah.
just pay cash. I only leave in there for the bills, and
Yep.
that's it.
That's right. Get yourself a safe, and with what spare you have.
Well, I don't
Um,
have that much money on that I have to worry about it, but
now, a couple of pieces of silver would be good to have around because they're going up in
yeah.
price. They've gone up $10 since like about a year. No, not even 6 months ago for an ounce. Let me see what it's at right now.
Yeah, silver's going to be going up a lot actually. Gold's
Yeah,
going up like crazy right now, but silver's kind of just sitting there, and people are like, it's going to move. You just wait." Yeah,
yeah.
no, you guys should have been.
No,
If you
so
have, if you have any money in the bank, like cash that out and
yeah, if
go
you
and
have
get.
any 401s or whatever you
Yeah,
Americans
cash that all
have,
out. Yeah,
yeah, convert it to
I
physical
did
gold.
that. I did all that years ago because
Yeah,
we
don't.
saw this coming 20 years ago.
Yeah, see, here's
Um,
what, about 6 months ago it was at 34. Now it's up at 40, 38, 37.
for for
Gold,
the silver or
yeah,
gold.
that's silver.
Okay.
So let's
Yeah,
see,
it's
that was
cheap
a
right now.
year.
Go and get some. Yeah.
You
Because
look at
once the
the
dollar's gone, then that's all we have is our precious metals
yeah,
and commodities. Of course, you should have prepped already. Of course, be all completely prepped and with seeds and
yeah.
you know,
So here's what's happened with gold, right? But silver hasn't matched yet because
I
they
know,
artificially keep the market down,
suppressing it. I know.
right? Got gold, silver's gone from 500 up to what is that? 6 times as much, right?
Mhm.
Silver has gone up to three, almost 4 times as much. So it's got a lot more to go up to
Mhm.
match gold.
Yeah.
Plus, it's a good way to stabilize your money because if they take away the money you have, digital dollars are crap because you need a bank for that. And silver and gold are being traded through bricks, so it still has value.
Exactly. That's the thing. You don't look at it as, to make money with the gold. It's more keeping the value,
Hmm.
of your money if the dollar does collapse, which it looks like it's going to.
Hmm.
And I realize we've been saying this for so long now that people have got desensitized. They're kind of like, yeah, sure, okay. Yeah, because we've been screaming this for a while now, but we
Yep.
can see it happening now. Like,
Keeping
everything that we've
cash
been
on hand
talking
is a
about.
good idea too. Keep a lot of small
Yeah.
bills.
Mm-hmm.
Copper's
Yeah.
going up. Yep.
That's what I'm saying. Take all the money out of, you only leave the money in there that you need to pay the bills for that month. Take everything else at home. And then that way, if the bank does close, I heard
Yep.
Chase was down the other day. Somebody said they couldn't access the bank accounts. He was completely down for
Wow.
quite a while. And
Yeah.
so, if and when it does happen, because those are kind of little warning signs,
Yeah.
okay? When these big companies are all of a sudden down.
Yep. Just
Um,
get a little safe that you can screw to the wall and screw.
yeah,
Yeah. As long as it can be screwed to something, nobody can pick it up and run off with it. So at least it'll take them a while to bash it off the wall. you know. So
well, it's good to have it in something that's flame
yeah.
resistant, and just in case your place
Yeah,
does burn,
you can
or
get very
flood, or
small. You can get very small safes like that are less,
yeah,
10 inches by 10 by 10, and that's enough to hold quite a bit. You know,
mm-hmm,
and those are flame retardant and all that.
yeah, yeah. I would get something like that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously, right?
Hmm.
I mean, if you have your own place, you can build in to the wall or whatever. But
Yeah.
even if you're just in a small little apartment, just having something that's flame resistant, anyways,
Yeah.
would protect, because that's the thing about having it at home. Your place could flood, your place could burn,
Yeah.
thieves, obviously. So you would, want to put it somewhere where they can't find it. But yeah, there's always a risk, right? That's why we got caught into the whole bank thing. Oh, we're going to keep it safe for you, and but it's not safe there anymore now. So those days are gone, and we know it's going to happen. It's just a matter of time. So if you have, take it out. You know,
Mm. Yeah.
depending on
Yeah.
where you're.
We can remote view just about anything there. Woo Riders.
Mm-hmm.
Chase is a wipeout. Waiting to happen. Yeah. Washington Mutual. Huh. Yeah.
Yeah, so there was an issue with Chase because I was watching this other channel, and yeah,
Yeah.
I guess they weren't able to access their accounts for a day or two, whatever it was.
Yeah.
So it's happening, and all of a sudden it's just going to be, I'm sorry, but where you went bankrupt,
Yeah.
literally. Sorry, your money's gone.
I predict.
Nothing can do.
Yeah, a lot of indication says around September they're going to try to make a change. Make a change.
Well, yeah, with the whole election thing, something big is going to be happening around fall. They're going to try and do whatever they
Well, they
can
got
to try
war on
to.
the table too. So
Well, yeah, something. So I don't know which card they're going to pull.
yeah,
There's a few of them, right, that are
there's so many. You know,
up for grabs.
they could stall the U.S. election. A lot of this
Yeah,
hinges on the U.S. coming through this, which
right,
right.
right. Yeah.
Even with Trump, it's still that's just a slow burn. It's really like it's the long haul. We got to wake people up and make them realize that both sides are on the same team. They're just
Yes.
one's slower than the other.
It doesn't matter which one of them wins.
Hmm.
Either way, the powers to be are, control both of them.
Yep.
I'm going to be doing a whole video
Trump
on
did not
Trump.
repeal the investment opportunities for senators and politicians, right? That was in
Yeah,
place that Barack
yeah,
Obama took out. You know,
right.
so he can invest in drug companies, anything he wants.
Hmm. And Trump
So
isn't who you think he is.
no,
Yeah, and that's really unfortunate.
I wish he
But I mean,
was. He's going to
yeah,
act like it.
I do realize that there's not much choices over there,
Yeah.
to as to who to vote for. So I mean, he is the more logical choice, I guess.
Well, yeah, we
But
got
yeah, it's not going to be good.
Polyev. He's going to be our next prime
That's
minister.
our
He's
thing, and he's probably the same thing. He's
yeah,
saying
he's
whatever it is
they're calling
right
him
now.
the Trump of the North, right?
Oh yeah,
You know,
they tell
so
you what you want to hear, and this and
well, it's
that. It
supposed to be
sounds
bad, of
wonderful.
course. The left side there says, "Oh, this is bad. He's like Trump," and you know, so they've got
Hmm.
their sides. They've just played the same politics in Canada that they're playing in you. And we've got our
Yeah.
Ron Paul.
Hmm.
He's sitting down there in the Purple Party, Maxime Bernier.
Mm.
So we've got all the players that you guys have got, just in different name. That's all.
Yeah, it's the same shit show going
Yeah,
on, right?
yeah,
All over the place. We're bouncing from one party to the next, and then, oh, let's try this again. Now, oh, you know, It's just ridiculous, you know. There's no real choices. We don't have a choice at all. It's the same people orchestrating the same,
Yeah.
stuff over again.
See, we in the UK like Trump. Well, we're going to enjoy Polyev too. Trump is going to give us a little bit of a better time, just like Polyev is. Just like
Yeah.
around the world, they're allowing these right wing people to get in. But the policies that are dragging us towards, you know, total control and death are still in place. And they'll still leave those in place. They'll give us some cheaper energy. They'll give us, whatever you want. They'll give you a few tidbits, but it's the totalitarian two-step. There's a lot of things that Trump did repeal, but there's a lot of things that he didn't repeal
Hmm.
too, and
Hmm.
that's the important part.
That's right. You just follow the money. You know
Yeah,
who controls them, who owns them, and ultimately, yeah, they'll give you a couple of goodies in there, sure, to make you feel like, feel good or
yeah,
whatever. And but ultimately, he's paid and bought by a
yeah.
certain group of people, and so it doesn't matter which one of them get in there. It's the same end story. So
Well, they stopped counting, Susie. Once they decided that Trudeau was winning, they stopped counting, which means that they sorted out the ballots and made Trudeau win. Pretty much, that's what
yeah,
it
the only
seems like to
reason why
me.
he got in the first place was because of the
And yeah, and
the
they couldn't
elite.
even do it with votes. They had to have a coalition government between the NDP and him. He didn't get even 33% of the votes. So officially, he shouldn't be a party and we should have a revote, but that's not going to happen because they don't want that to happen. So,
No, yeah, yeah. The only reason he got in the first place is because of the legalizing the weed, the marijuana. That was the only reason he got
yeah,
in. Again, they'll give you some tidbits, right? But the thing is, what we weren't thinking about then was, oh, well, now the government owns all of that. Now they're the dealer. And if you
yeah,
go into a dispensary here in Canada, it's outrageous what they're charging. I
yeah,
never go to the dispensary. Plus, you don't know what's in it. You don't know what
yeah.
kind of nefarious things they got going on there that they're putting into there. So I would never trust any government dispensary.
I wish Donald Trump was on our side until I see him repeal and change things to, more of a freedom status and get rid of, a lot of these things that are happening to us in our food, water, air. Um, I don't see it happening. Um, but I wish he was on our side. I hope that,
Yeah,
that,
he's not.
but, let's see it. I haven't seen it so far. I know he did some
Yeah.
good things and he's going to do some good things, some positive things, but that's to keep the game going pretty much,
Yeah,
you
these
know.
guys don't eat the same food we do. Okay?
Yeah, they
Like
don't
the
wear the same
Royals
clothes.
and
They don't wear
all
the
these
same
people, they don't
clothes.
eat the same food we do. Okay, they got the good stuff, right? And they
Hmm.
don't eat any of that processed stuff. They got chefs making everything for them
Yep.
from scratch
You
and
look at the Royals, they don't wear a stitch of artificial clothing.
no, no. I remember hearing them like they've never heard of Doritos, or actually that was just some musicians or whatever. Like these people they've never heard of the stuff that
Yeah,
we're eating. Like they
no.
would never eat the kind of cereal and Doritos and all this kind of crap that we're eating here. Like they haven't even heard of it. And these are just celebrities who got a lot of money. Like I can't even imagine like
Right?
the Royals have never seen, the stuff that we're eating. It's like,
Yeah.
what is that? Like, yeah.
No, like
So,
Kitty says, they've got their own gardens, they've got their own chefs.
oh yeah.
They don't
Everything is, yeah,
bother with the silly
organic.
stuff we eat. They've got their own bloody
Yeah.
cows.
Yeah. Did you see the royal horses running down the street yesterday?
No.
Yeah, so two or more, I don't know if it was more than two, but two of them were caught on film, a black and a white horse running down the streets of London. The white horse is covered in what looks like blood, but to me, it doesn't actually look like blood, so I don't know what that was all about. But of course, religious folks are all, oh, this is the horseman. They're everybody's up in arms now with the whole end time thing, right? So in the Bible, it's about the four horsemen. The black, white,
Yeah.
red, and what is the other one? I can't remember. And so they're equating it to that, but I don't see that. I don't, could it be the red one because of the blood, the red stain? Like, you know what I mean? So people are all like, oh my God. So I don't know. What were the royals up to exactly? Was it a sign of something? Or were they doing something weird that spooked the horses? They start, running off. Like, who
Says the
knows? These
horses
people,
got
right?
spooked by a loud noise.
I don't know. They got
Yeah.
spooked by something.
They love their rituals. It could be like a
I
ritual.
was gonna say if there was some kind of ritual going on, and they got spooked and they took off somehow.
Yeah.
Now where that red stuff came from, I don't know. Somebody said that the horse got hit by a car and it was bleeding, but it didn't look like real blood to me. It looked too pale of a red color to me. But then I don't know. I don't know.
A gray horse collided with a bus. Wow. Wonder
Oh,
if there's
really?
any symbology behind that.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know what's going on over there. But Kate, have you looked into the whole Kate thing?
No.
Okay, you should remote that. So there's been other people who have done the same thing. They're saying she's gone. She hasn't officially really been seen since before Christmas.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I have heard about this.
Yeah, and the last thing was a little video clip of her saying that she'd been diagnosed with the C word and she's going through treatment. When you put that through the whatever it is, it shows that it's 93% AI, only a couple of percent human in there. So we don't think that's her. So we think she's gone, basically, for whatever reason. So
Yeah,
now all kinds of things are coming out about William, that he's having an affair and she wanted to leave him and they didn't want another Diana scandal and blah, blah, blah. And so who knows what the hell is going on. But the one thing I do know is during the coronation, Charles' coronation,
Yeah.
the Grim Reaper was seen.
Yeah, I did a show on that. Yeah.
Remember that? Well, guess what?
It matches exactly the death card.
Right. And guess
Yeah.
what? So now we got Kate. Now we got Charles, who's diagnosed. He'll be gone soon. Also, Fergie. So that's 3 of the big royals diagnosed with the C word all of a sudden.
Yeah.
So it seems that the death card did come to the royals. Yes. Yeah, it's either this is orchestrated where they're just going to go underground now. That could be, right? They're not really dying, but they're pretending that they are so that they
Could
can
be.
go and get ready.
Well, yeah, we were
Right.
talking about biomanipulation, medicine,
Yeah.
And earlier, like I was talking about Elon Musk challenging Joe Rogan, like physically.
Oh,
Yeah, I saw a clip where I don't know if it was clipped together. I don't think it was, but you could see Joe Rogan and Elon Musk like staring each other down like they're angry. And I wondered,
Elon Musk isn't even fit.
I
Like he'll
know
get
that's the
killed
point I was
by
trying to make
Rogan.
is he augmented himself?
Oh, that could
So
be.
he's not worried about fighting Joe Rogan because he can just take him out whenever he wants.
Oh, that
Make
could be.
make
Unless
himself
he's
so strong, make himself a kung fu fighter. Can he do that?
right.
They have programs that can do muscle
Yeah,
control.
I wouldn't put anything past.
So
Yeah, I
you
mean,
just put in the pattern for kung fu fighting, and boom, the algorithm figures it out what moves you should do, when you should do
I
them.
saw that in a movie. There's a series
Right?
that they were doing that. I can't remember what it's called now, but yeah,
What if
and he's the one that's doing the whole brain chip. So yeah, I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised that you could put a brain chip in and then as a hard
Just
drive,
take
and then
enough. All he's got to do is take enough nanotech, put enough
yeah,
nanoparticles
I
in, and
mean,
then they can control every muscle, every neuron in his brain.
maybe
Um,
he's really buff underneath there now. I don't know. I've seen some
no, I don't
shirtless
think he
things
is.
of him.
I don't think he is. I think that.
No, I've seen some shirtless photos, and he's not buff at
Yeah,
all. Like
no,
we
no,
thought, actually.
no. But they can get your body to excrete, adrenaline, and probably other hormones that would probably make you stronger.
Yeah, unless he's changed now, maybe. Maybe they have,
Possibly.
yeah,
I
bionic
don't know if
arms.
they can
And,
change. I don't know if they could even change the muscle density, which would make you stronger but you wouldn't even
Right?
look any different. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. It could be. Yeah,
Yeah, they could
yeah. Who
release
knows?
testosterone, all kinds of things.
Or he'll just
Kien,
bring in the clone, right? Bring
yeah,
in the
right.
clone on that day. The
Keanu Kung
buff
Fu
one.
mode activated. That's good.
Yeah. We'll bring out the buff one today.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh my god.
but how far have they
Yeah.
gone with this shit? It seems like they've
Oh,
gone pretty damn far.
you
You
know
know,
what? If we're talking about it, I can only imagine what they're actually doing. You know? Uh,
can they remote control that doughy puff boy to be a fantastic kung fu fighter? I don't know. I bet they can.
I bet you they can. Yeah. Yeah, well, some people are saying that Joe Rogan, he got bought out now. He got 250 mil or something rather from Spotify or whatever it was. And now all of a
Oh,
sudden
okay.
we're noticing a lot of these high celebrities, podcasters are all kind of going with the Jesus thing lately. Joe
Hmm.
Rogan too, saw him talking about, oh, maybe we should be, calling on Jesus for real, and all this kind of stuff. And who is it?
Yeah.
Russell Brand. He's sitting there doing the Rosemary fucking Rosary Catholic prayer on his show, and like all
Really.
of them are kind of going that way. I've noticed.
Hmm.
So there must be an agenda. They must be getting us geared up. They want us
Yeah.
to be.
I think that would be possible. I think that would be the possible gearing up for if society moves that way, they've got control of it.
Well, not only that, but turning us fanatic. If we can be religious
Oh
and be
yeah, yeah.
really like, all in that, it's going to get us fighting against other people, you see. So I think that's what's happening here. They want us all to be some kind of religious. It doesn't matter if you want to be Muslim or Christian, but choose one of them so that then we can set yourself up to fight, each other. Right? If we're all, not religious and we don't care and we're all loving or whatever, that's not going to benefit them. Then
No.
we're too, So I think that's what's going on. And with all of these illegal immigrants, they're all Muslim, by the way. So we got a bunch of Muslim people, most of them men and fighting age
Well, we've
group.
got a lot of South Americans up here where I am, and a lot
Oh
of
yeah.
Chinese.
Okay.
Chinese
So then you
and
got what are they, Buddhists or whatever they are?
I don't know.
Something. Where they're going to fight the other people, So, and then if they take out that mosque, yeah, which they're probably going to in, the Holy Ground, we're going back to the Middle East now. If they take that out, which is the only thing left for them before they build a temple, all of the Muslims are going to be really upset
Yep.
all over the world. And that might be the start of some kind of civil unrest. That's what I'm seeing. But yeah, and so if we can get all the white people in or all the Western people to get back to Christianity, get yourself all riled up, right? Get you all
That'll
there.
fix all the problems.
So everybody's
That'll
fighting,
divide you
right?
into groups, right? That'll be.
Yeah, so then we can all fight the Muslims and whatever Jews or whatever,
Yeah.
As long as we're fighting,
Well,
then they're happy.
we need more affirmative action because that didn't divide us into groups either, right? All subliminal. Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah,
Hi,
maybe this
Don.
is why they're taking in all these foreigners, right? They're gung ho on their thing. Maybe we got too docile. It's a melting pot here. We're all kind of getting along, aren't we? With
Mm-hmm.
all different races and religions, and that's North America. That's what it's all about. So maybe they figure, they're not fighting enough amongst themselves now. We better bring in some radicals, bring in some fresh ones,
Yeah.
who are completely, and then so let them come in, get them settled, and whatever. Then all of a sudden they'll cut the funds. Oh, and they can't work because they're illegal, right? They can't,
Yeah.
So what are they going to do? They're going to have to, you know,
Turn to
do
crime.
what they got to do, And so this is not going to be good. Like, yeah, I'm a little.
Well, we've got mobs of people just going in and flash robbing stores. So
Yeah, they're already doing that. That's right. Those are
that's a
opportunists,
good that's a good model
criminals.
for them to follow.
Yeah. Well, those are the low hanging, the opportunist,
Yep.
criminal minded people. it doesn't take much for them to do anything.
No.
You know, the power goes out for an hour and they're already looting already. You know,
Jesus was
so
dead.
they're just waiting. You know, those are the low hanging kind of people. But
That's
you know,
good
once
already.
this other stuff I'm talking about, that's gonna be it's gonna be a lot of other people too. You know, and so oh
Could see a
yeah.
Moscow type attack soon. Oh, of course we could see another Moscow type attack. That's Yep, our government has that all lined up for you.
Oh, I'm sure it's
And
all lined up,
yeah,
yeah.
oh yeah, yeah. Just like Nord Stream, right? You know, it's
Yeah.
all those pipelines that suddenly blew up on their own with no known actor there. You know.
Yeah, or look at the bridge thing that
Yeah,
happened
the
there,
bridge thing. Yeah, you watch
right?
that in
So there was
fast.
two.
You watch
There was
that in,
one.
in fast forward, and it looks like they steered it right at it. You know.
Yeah, I mean that was just ridiculous, right? I mean, and then you know the president coming there before we even had our first cup of coffee in the morning. They
Yeah.
haven't even gone there to check anything yet. He's coming out saying, "Oh yeah, don't worry about it. It was just an accident. Oopsie doopsie. No worries. We're gonna pay for it. It's, nothing to see here." You know, like what? What the hell is going on here?
Now
You know,
there's no money.
Maui. Oh, we
Now
got no
there's no
comment
money
on
for the
that.
bridge. They haven't got the money for the bridge, but
No.
they have 10 billion to send to Ukraine and Israel
Oh, don't even get going on
for
that.
killing
We got
people.
people starving and homeless all over the
Yeah,
place. But yeah, hey, we got billions to send to Ukraine that they're literally wasting on fireworks over there.
yeah. Well,
Like,
don't forget you go and pick up your big bag of money after you send the money.
have you
So
seen the houses that Zelensky has bought?
I haven't seen them, but I've heard about them.
Several
He bought
all
one
over the
house.
world,
He bought
mansions.
a yeah. He bought a mansion from the royals, so he bought one of the royal estates.
Yeah, he's got them all over the place. So he's putting all his money into real estate because even
Is
he
it
knows
90 billion?
not to leave
Okay.
it in the bank. You
Yeah,
know,
that's right. Canada sent 10 billion.
yeah.
10 billion
So a
would
lot
be
of that
more.
money is literally going into Zelensky's, real estate
Oh yeah,
portfolio, I guess. But
the generals were quite upset because Zelensky was taking the lion's share of the money. Was one of the quotes. You know,
mm,
they wanted their
yeah,
fair share. They need their house in and Mary's Vineyard and one in
he
England.
really
And
needs to get an award, for the highest paid actor of 23. I think
yeah, he
goes
should
to
get it. He should
Zelensky,
get himself a
honestly.
Golden Globe or an
Yeah,
Emmy.
he really
You know,
does. Yeah, I
one
think
of
he
those
should.
other pieces of shit that nobody cares about. You know.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Well, I saw what's his face gave him one actually, and I thought that was very appropriate.
he can
It's
haul
kind of
out his
funny.
penis and play the piano for us. You know.
Right. Yeah. That's when he's done his, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. I know.
And they're all
Yeah.
actors, right?
Oh yeah. They all
Uh,
are. Yeah,
we've
unbelievable.
got a drama teacher for a prime
Yeah.
minister.
That's our
The
prime
president
minister.
of the
That's right.
United States did several TV shows, including WWE wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Mm.
you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
Zelensky is a piano playing pianist,
Mm-hmm.
penis playing piano pianist.
Isn't he an adult dancer?
Yeah, he's a gay
Right?
comedian, gay
He's
comedian.
running
So he
around
does.
and yeah, he's a what do they call it? Stripper. He's a freaking stripper, man.
Yeah, I guess
Or
he does
whatever you
that
call them
too. Yeah,
nowadays. Adult dancing something rather. I don't
yeah.
know. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. It's
So yeah,
yeah.
pretty much a lot of the people in place, like even what's his name, the Israeli president there. What's his name?
Which one?
The Israeli president. What's his
Oh,
name?
Netanyahu?
Yeah, that's not his
Yahoo!
name. Did you know that's not his name? He changed his
Yeah,
name.
yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know that he went to like Harvard or whatever? Like,
Yeah, I
yeah,
didn't
he's
know that.
educated in the
Yeah.
States.
Oh,
Yeah.
isn't that interesting?
Isn't that interesting? Where all the other people from the three-letter agency goes to get educated. Yeah, I know.
What
That's
a
why his English is
coincidence.
so good.
Hmm.
Mm. Yes, they're all in together. Okay, so yes, it's one big club,
Yep.
and we ain't in it.
And they haven't
Uh,
seemed to they haven't seemed to have gotten any of the leadership of Hamas because they all live in other countries, and you know,
mm-hmm,
all that money goes there, and then they filter out a little bit for Hamas and others. You know,
mm-hmm,
yeah, it's so what are they doing there?
mm-hmm.
Why are they bombing the place if Hamas leadership is not there? I don't understand.
Because they're not going after that. It's the,
I'm confused. That
that's the common
confuses
people
me.
that they want gone.
Can somebody please explain to me how that works?
I know, right? It doesn't make sense. That's the problem. It
Right?
just, when you look into it, it just doesn't
Why are
make
we
sense.
sending money to Ukraine and, or sorry, to Israel and the Palestinians? You know, that's what we're
Mm-hmm.
doing. We're
Because
funding
both
both
wars
sides.
funded by the same people.
Yeah,
Yeah. It doesn't matter to them which one wins because either way they win. So,
yeah.
the choices are, Coke or Pepsi. That's it. That's our
Either way,
choices.
they'll get their canal, right?
Yeah.
Because they want to
Yeah.
build a canal there. It goes right through the Gaza Strip, so got to get rid of that.
Yeah, that's that prime real estate right there. So that's what that's all about. But yeah,
Yep.
um, same with Maui. Prime real estate that they want there. You don't hear anything more about that. I wonder what is going on over there. Are they still standing firm, not selling? Like,
Okay, this is a horrible statistic. In Newfoundland, 44, I think the kid at work said it was about 40% of children identify as furries.
that's a thing now.
Yeah, in schools
Okay,
with
right,
cat boxes and stuff like that.
right,
Yeah,
right.
that's
Okay.
really a
Well, this is
thing.
why we got to get the kids out of the school system. Man. You know,
I guess
like I
that's a
wouldn't be
thing
sending my
now.
kids to the school nowadays.
Yeah,
No way.
litter boxes, literally. Yeah, that's true.
Well, it's degrading humanity, right? I mean,
Yeah,
it's yeah, it's
yeah.
disgusting on what they're doing.
Now the kids might come. Some of the kids might come out of it okay. It's just a silly thing you did when you were a kid. You know, like having an
Well, the
imaginary
problem is
friend.
when
But
they're doing surgeries and life
yeah,
altering things on them before
yeah,
they are old enough to even know what's going on. And so they're literally castrating people is what they are.
yeah. When they get into that, that's being outlawed in a
Yeah,
lot of places. So, and the UK is having a real problem with that, with with them being sued.
it's all over the place now.
That is really
Yeah.
that's almost at an end because of the lawsuits. So that's the only
Yeah.
reason that's
Oh, well, that'll
slowing
be
down.
good.
Yeah, you don't start looking. Nope, that is being done, Danny, as well. That is part of their societal choice, apparently. Sorry, we're already there. Um, yeah,
Yeah, I've seen that now. So now the guys don't want to chop their bit off, but they still want to have a vagina. I don't know how that works exactly. Where would you put that?
yeah.
Like,
Well, they just put a hole in you, apparently. So I don't know.
so in between the penis and the
I
butthole,
guess
then?
so.
Like,
Just stuff a
there's
big
not that much
plastic.
room in
Just
there.
make a hole, stuff a big plastic thing in there,
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah.
and
Oh, fuck.
I suppose you just separate the muscle there, and
Oh, my
yeah,
goodness.
that does happen. Hermaphrodites, both sexes, with a vagina and a penis. Yeah,
Well, that's true. Yeah.
that
Then,
does
then it's
happen
natural.
naturally. I don't know how you would produce that though. That would be a problem. You know, a gelding like a horse fixed. Oh, then that would give you the room, wouldn't it? Right? If you got rid of the testicles, that'd give you the room, maybe.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Don't they? Um,
So you'd still have a penis,
Yeah, you would take
and
the
then I
testes
guess
out
you
and
could
then
have
you
like.
push the whole sack inside,
Well,
right?
that's to make a vagina. But if you want to
Yeah.
have both, what would you do? You know?
Yeah, just leave the penis, but just do it with the
Yeah,
testes.
push the testes in. There you go. There you
There you
go. We
go.
figured it
We
out.
figured it out.
We too can join the new world order now. I hope they don't use that idea.
Well, how else would you do it? Yeah,
Yeah,
you know. I
apparently
mean,
it took a woman from Texas and a man from Louisiana to produce. Okay. Thoroughbreds, go figure. Yeah. Yeah, that's I hope the lawsuits are coming for, the problems these
For the
children are.
kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's another way of the whole, depopulation agenda, right? It's part of
Hmm.
it. Get them sterilized at a young age. And you get another one too is once you've done the altered surgery, you have to go on medication for the rest of your life,
Yeah. Yep.
right? So that means the pharmaceutical industry is making a big killing again, right? So there's a lot of different agendas in the one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we got to get rid of that
Oh,
pharmaceutical
yeah.
industry.
It's
That's
all
another.
it all aimed towards depopulation too,
Yeah,
making your life
that's the end
shorter.
goal of everything.
You know,
Yeah.
even if not even, but why make our lives shorter and also make them more miserable? You're just ruthless bastards. You know.
Well, the thing is, they just want us to live long enough so that we can be a taxpayer, right?
Yeah.
Work
You.
and pay the taxes, but they don't want us to live long enough so that we can retire and enjoy our lives now, right? They don't want to have to pay the pension essentially, and I've noticed that with my
Yeah.
family. Nobody's made it to 70 yet. Everybody keeps getting cancer around 60. I think the oldest was 69, so
Yeah.
he got a couple of years of pension. But no, they made sure that in the medicine that they were giving out in the 50s, and it's
Yeah.
been proven that there was the C word in it.
Yeah.
And it was done deliberately because I've always wondered, like, you have all these baby boomers, right? These are the boomers, okay? We're going to have this many old people. Why aren't they building and preparing for that? Well, that's because they gave them all that
Well, yeah, they are, but just for
wonderful medicine.
themselves. Just for themselves.
Yeah, so they knew there wasn't going to be a problem, and I've seen that with my family.
Mm-hmm.
So three of my moms, whatever, they all died before 70. The other two are here. The one has MS,
Yeah.
so her life was
In my
basically,
mom's day, they sprayed deep. My mom was.
yeah, and they have that too.
Yeah.
They had that as well back then as well. Yeah. So they started with the whole medicines that they were, that started in the 50s.
Yeah.
And that was definitely for the depopulation. We
Yeah.
just didn't know, right?
Birth rates dropping. I found as technology increases, birth rates go down too. When I was a kid, I was looking through diseases around the world, and you would think that the most polluted places would be the most disease ridden, but it's all the technologically advanced places.
Right.
You know, it's
Yeah.
it's horrible.
And then of course, yeah, then once so that might be another with the when you think of all the numbers that are going to drop. Well, naturally, because the baby boomers are dropping off now, obviously, a lot of the numbers are going to be going down just from that alone. And then of course, yeah, we didn't have we didn't reproduce enough. Most people have like 2 kids.
Yeah.
So you're literally only replacing yourself. We're not increasing at all. And then places like Japan, I guess women just decided not to have them. And now they're sitting there wondering, what the heck are they going to do? There's not going to be enough people here shortly, not
Yeah.
long from now.
Yeah, and they're
Um,
very isolationists, so
yeah. So
yeah.
that's going to be an issue. So I don't know why the big, huge depopulation thing, because that's happening naturally anyways
Yeah.
now, you know? And then, of course, the sperm count and all this has gone down. I heard sperm count is down like 50% from what it was like before.
Yeah.
So that's going to be an issue as well. And that goes back to the whole poisons and medicines that we were taking and stuff like that. Yeah, it's contributed to that, I guess,
Yeah.
So,
Had 6 children and don't have a TV. Wow.
and now now I'm looking at my kids' friends. Like, my kids were very lucky. They got into the market, they got married, got kids, but most of their friends are still living in mom's basement. No hopes of being able to move out, which means no hopes of getting married and having kids. So that's going to take a huge toll on the population right there too. If they're not having kids,
Yeah.
we're done for. It's done.
Yep. Yep.
So
They're not even dating anymore because
no,
they've,
no, that's another thing. Yeah,
they've messed with societal norms too much. TikTok and all that or whatever. It's
yeah.
called,
Well, that was a big result after the whole lockdown. Is now people got used to not being around people. and I'm quite comfortable, being behind a mask, literally behind the screen. And dating is just hookups now. So it's not. They don't even look for relationships. They're just looking for hookups. That's it. No connection, no relationships, no plans for
Yeah.
the future, or having kids or anything. It's just quick hookups. That's it. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Pretty hard to count.
so I guess their agenda is working. It has worked. It is
Yeah.
working, and yeah, it
Yeah,
seems to me like
it's
it's a
taking
done
back
deal.
these systems. It is really just taking back these systems. These people can't have control of the food, water, air, and wireless. They just can't be trusted with it. They're not using it responsibly. So they need to lose control of it to us.
Yeah.
Hi, Desert Rose. It's dinner time for me. I have to go. We've almost been on 3 hours. Thanks for coming by, Nina. I enjoyed your talk.
Yeah.
Are you going live next?
Tomorrow night we're going to be going live at 6 o'clock Pacific time zone on my new channel. So
Yeah.
make sure you subscribe to that. It's Nina-6833. And we're going to be talking about the red heifers and all the stuff that's going on in the Middle East.
Yeah,
And
that's a real worry right now.
that is the real worry right now. Like I talked about the mosque, and
Yeah.
all of this. And oh boy, yeah,
That's the
that's,
situation they want to blow up to keep us distracted.
oh yeah,
Yeah, it
yes.
seems like. Unless we get these Russian attacks.
There's a few cards that can be played, but it
Thanks for
seems to me
coming
that
by, Steve.
they might all be played this year. Like,
Yeah. Yep,
so
total distraction. Let's just drop bomb after bomb.
yeah. Well, this whole Trump thing is like a huge
Yeah.
distraction. It's
Oh,
like such a
yeah.
waste of time. Like, who
Yep.
cares? Yeah.
Meanwhile, they're setting up the wireless grid around us, mapping our brains, and trying to
Yeah,
get enough nanotech into us to take control of us.
exactly.
All
Yes.
right, guys. Until next time, much love. Keep
All
your
right.
third eye open. Use your intelligence and your intuition. We'll see you in class tonight. Bye bye.